This is Squad Busters, Supercell's newest game that they just released into closed beta. Today, I'm going to show you the game and tell you everything about it, as well as answer the big questions you may have, including my impressions of it, if it's fun or not, if it has a chance of going global, and can you play it? Okay, so first off, what is Squad Busters? Well, I want to call it a squad-based battle royale, but I'm not exactly sure if that's accurate. I mean, it's a pretty unique game. In Squad Busters, you collect resources and then spend them on building up your squad with the ultimate goal of collecting the most gems. Whoever finishes the game holding the most gems when the time runs out is the winner. However, you need to get to the end without getting busted. Getting busted simply means you got eliminated by another player or that you eliminated somebody else. There are characters from the entire Supercell universe in Squad Busters. You have ones like the Barbarian, Barbarian King, Battle Healer, Hog Rider, Goblin, and the Witch from Clash of Clans or Clash Royale. From Brawl Stars, there's El Primo, Dynamite, Bo, Shelly, B, Max, Nita, and Colt. Greg and the Chicken are here from Heyday, and Boom Beach even makes an appearance with the Heavy and the Medic. Now, if you're a fan of Supercell games, you're instantly going to recognize and enjoy the characters in Squad Busters. And speaking of the characters, they all have special abilities. Most of them are the same from the game that they came from, like El Primo has his slam ability and Shelly has a knockback. The Witch spawns skeletons and B has bees that circle her whenever you pick up a honeypot, although there are a few that are different, like how Bo deals more damage to monsters, which is his special ability, and that also, in turn, makes him a very solid choice as a starting character at spawn. Now, currently, there are two worlds that are playable, Green World and Desert World. Each of these worlds has its own unique monsters with one large boss NPC in each one. Now these monsters also come from the Supercell worlds, like the Baby Dragon and the Golem, Angry Robos, and even Kaiju the Dinosaur from Super City Rampage. Each world has its own map and different places where the boxes are. The Green World naturally has more grass, but the Desert World has sand that slows you down. Although both of them have vines that kind of creep in from the outside like Showdown Smoke, as well as bridges that break after you cross them, so the map slowly shrinks and forces everybody towards the center. Just like a battle royale. Now, as you unlock your characters, they show up on your little home screen and wander around, which, if you scroll around this entire area, it looks like there's plenty of room for expansion, so I'm sure there's going to be more worlds and more characters coming. And speaking of those worlds and characters, the graphics and the environments in this game are top-notch. Everything is really fluid and beautifully done. But then, how does a match go? Well, when you spawn in, you get to choose your starter character. The choices presented to you are random, but after you choose, your immediate goal is to collect enough coins to open up another chest. Now, every chest that you open gives you another squad member, although the costs of these chests increase with every new member. These chests do get extremely expensive once you have a ton of members. It'll go up to like 999 coins, which I guess there's theoretically no limit, but you're not getting 999 coins, I'll tell you that right now. You repeat this collection of resources by killing monsters, attacking enemy teams, picking up items lying around, or there are even some more specialized ways to get them. For instance, Greg from Heyday is the only character that can chop down the trees in the environment. Doing this rewards you with gems and coins. Now, you could theoretically just farm trees with Greg and win, but his special ability comes with a big trade-off, and that's that he deals very little damage. Now, this is a theme that is the same with the other characters as well. Some are tanky and deal damage, but can't fight at range. Some others, like Dynamite, deal a lot of area damage, but they have very little health. It's important to build a squad that has good synergy with each other, like a couple tanks and some backup damage dealers. Now, there are 3 rarities of characters: common, rare, and epic. Now, in general, the higher the rarity of the character, the better they are. However, the more rare they are, the less often that they're going to show up when you unlock a chest. Now, you unlock different characters by completing quests, collecting unlock orbs, and then you get to choose which character you unlock for that certain world. As you battle and you play, you also earn elixir and coins. Elixir is the resource that you use to collect to be able to level up your characters. However, coins are the actual currency that you use to actually purchase that upgrade. When you upgrade them, you make them stronger, as well as you give them enhanced abilities as you move along the different levels. But it's not just characters though, because there's also spells as well. There's speed boosts for running fast, freeze spells for slowing down enemies, as well as heal spells, rage spells, cannons, bombs, and all sorts of other spells as well. Now you have a couple spell slots on the bottom right hand side of your screen, and they autofill whenever you pick up a boost in game. And this brings me to the controls. The controls are actually really easy to get the hang of, and they feel very similar to Brawl Stars. Your movement is on the left and your spells are on the right. Now your squad has a large ring around it, and this shows what you can attack. If you stop moving, your squad will auto-attack anything within that circle, and this is the same way that you attack an enemy team. You could just edge yourself just into range, and once they're inside that circle, your squad will attack their squad. This makes the controls very easy to understand. However, I will say it doesn't feel like you have a ton of control sometimes, where you're just kind of like inch yourself close to somebody when they're in the ring, and then you just kind of do nothing while they attack, and you decide if you want to stay there and fight or if you want to run away, and that's pretty much the only combat that there is. There also seems to be a lot of skins already made, and all the characters have emotes that you unlock for free whenever you upgrade them, so that's a very nice touch there, although the skins look like they are going to cost. So now for the biggest question that you probably have, and that is, can you play it? And if so, where do you download it? Well, the answer is, unfortunately, no, not yet. This is a closed beta, and it's only going to last for 1 week. It's just a test for feedback for the developers so they can get an idea of how they should improve the game and what aspects they're doing well and which areas need some work. That being said, I would suspect that an open beta isn't too far away. If they're already doing a closed beta, I would not be surprised to see an open beta pretty soon. But for right now, the only ones who can play it were the ones who were invited to the closed beta. So what then are my initial thoughts after playing the game? Well, it's a bit mixed. Is the game fun? Absolutely, yes, for sure, it is a very fun game. The games are paced very well. The objective is simple enough to understand, yet pretty challenging to achieve at times. There's a ton of variety in the character selection, and the possibilities of unique squad compositions manages to keep things fresh. You're able to build squads that play on each other's strengths, like picking the Barbarian King with other melee characters. Since the Barb King gives extra attack speed to all other melee, you can create a really strong squad of pure melee brawlers. I mean, yeah, it's probably not the most well-rounded, but it is a force to be reckoned with when you see that big death ball coming at you. And of course, as I mentioned before, the graphics look great. The controls are smooth. However, there are a few things that I'm not so much a fan of, and I think could use some work. I think that the biggest thing that the game is lacking at the moment is more game modes. The one mode that they have is fun, but it's the only mode that you have. It's the same thing over and over, and the game itself isn't super skilled, so you're left with like mindlessly playing this one mode, which is fun for a bit, but it'll get old rather quickly. At a minimum, I think that they need 3 more game modes before the game is ready to go big time. I would also enjoy seeing the game introduce a bit more skill into the equation, whether that's aiming or choosing who you're firing at. I'm not sure, but as it is right now, like I said, you just kind of get close to someone and things happen and you can run away or get close. That's pretty much it. Currently, the fun in Squad Busters is actually building your squad, choosing which characters you want to join, and then building a squad around them. Right now in Squad, it's rarely a good idea to engage another team, and it's mainly because you can't outskill somebody. I mean, there is some skill in it, knowing your range and where you should position yourself, but the actual fighting itself, you don't have control over, so it kind of feels a little bit in that regard. Another problem that we have there is that whenever a squad gets to a point where it's so massive that there's pretty much nothing anyone can do to stop them. If that squad just plays it safe, they're going to win. You cannot beat them. And I think that that's a bit of a problem. There needs to be a better comeback mechanic in the game, because it's never fun to be like, okay, cool, well, I can't win this game, so I'm just going to play for second or third place because I have 0 shot of winning. You always want to have that ability, be it very far off, that you could come back and win the game. And right now, that's just currently not the case. So the big question is Squad Busters going to go global? Well, let's be real. It's entirely too soon to make that call. I mean, Clash Mini's been in beta for like, what, a year and a half now? So was Brawl Stars, so we are way too far away from that being happen. I will say this, though. Squad Busters has a ton of potential. If they manage to add more game modes and a little bit more skill into the game, I think that the game has a real shot. But as it is right now, the game's depth is lacking. Regardless of how fun that one mode is to play, it's just one mode. But we'll see what Supercell does with the game as it develops, as I think that this has the potential to be a very fun game. You guys let me know what you thought about Squad Busters in the comments down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.